What's up, y'all? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to a new episode of Transcending The Culture. I am one half of the dynamic duo. I am James. I have the best in the West, in the Midwest. Cuz I'm so happy to be back with my cuz tonight, Cat Queen. What's
Yes,
up, Cat?
yes. Listen, just happy to be here.
Listen, when I tell you I've missed you, oh my God.
I
It's
know,
like,
I
I
know. It
swear to
seems like
God.
forever.
I swear, every time we skip a week or we skip 2 weeks, it's like it feel like a month to me. Like we come back and I'm like, oh my God, we ain't been on there forever. So it
Yeah,
is
that's what it
so
feels
good to
like.
be back. It is so much going on with the network. I know that you guys
Hmm.
listen, I know y'all been paying attention because I've been seeing y'all on all of the different videos that I've been doing, and y'all know that we have the new podcast Soap Dish on Sunday evenings where we are recapping Beyond the Gates. And when I tell y'all this show is getting out there. Like it is out there.
Hmm.
I finally caught up episode 151 today. Um,
Oh,
it's so dope. Like it's so dope. Going really, really good. Kat, I'm doing this with my mother, so like it's super, super dope.
yeah, that's so special.
It seemed a little weird. Like I got that. It's almost that feeling. Well, not almost. It's really the feeling of starting a new podcast and you building the fan base, and it's like it'd be crickets at first, and then you see
Yeah.
two people pop in, and then they go, and then you see three more people
Like,
pop in.
okay, yeah.
It's like
But it'd be like that.
I love the organic thing, but in the very beginning, you just be like, "Well, damn, is anybody watching?" But I can tell already, like we're actually only 2 episodes in because I went out of town the week before last. So we just did the second episode this past Sunday. I could see already, like the first week it was like a few people. This week it was like a few more times three. Like it's getting up there. We starting to get the numbers. It's looking pretty good. We only had one comment though, so they be a little comment shy. They don't be want to say nothing, but listen,
Yeah, but I mean, y'all working and y'all building, and I've been seeing so many TikToks about the show. Like, it's really gaining
man.
a lot of popularity. So I think that'll be really good. So
When I tell you it's so many different Facebook groups out there for it, and I'm actually I was
yeah.
gonna create a Facebook group, but I'm actually gonna build out the UGD podcasting and radio Facebook,
Mm,
and then start creating like some sub groups and whatnot inside of there, just so
yeah.
that it's one location for everything. So I'm in that streamlining and consolidating place that you've
Yeah.
been trying to get me to, and I'm finally there. Listen, I only got
Yeah.
maybe 2 or 3 more UGD accounts to get rid of, and the only problem is my iPhone is like on the blink right now, or not my iPhone, but my
Uh,
Android is on the blink right now. So, and you can only do so many accounts on
per
one phone.
phone. Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I'm gonna figure some stuff out so I could get
We're
rid of
gonna
these other.
figure it out for
But
sure. That's great. I'm glad that we have our new show coming for UGD.
yeah, so much going on. I know that Cat Got Your Tongue is coming back. Talk to us a little bit
Yes.
about Cat Got Your Tongue and what you got in store, I would say.
Yes, so be looking out for Cat Got Your Tongue. I would say next month. We had a little bit of hiccup this month, but we're definitely gonna get back into it. As you guys know, this Saturday I will be walking in the Embrace by Curves fashion show in Cleveland, Ohio, and your girl will be walking for 3 separate designers. So we are going to be having the designers on the show. I'm going to be having Pure Gazelle. Also, we have Living Art. and then we have the artist that is behind all of Big Lex look from Baddies. So I have her official stylist is
You
going
and
to be
baddies.
on.
You like baddies.
I like the Baddies. Listen, that's what all the young girls is watching. So
Yeah,
listen,
yeah.
and it's very, I think it's very fitting for my show. So
I was gonna
we're
say
gonna
you better not
have.
say it's very educational. That's what
No, it ain't no educational. Now you can learn how to fight.
I'm.
You can learn how to fight. You can learn how to
Okay,
put on a nice wig. Maybe switch out your wigs. Bust somebody's wig.
there we
That's
go.
why you're gonna learn from Baddies.
There we go.
But I
There we
have
go.
Big Akron, Ohio's own Big Lex.
Yes.
Her official stylist is going to be on season 2 of Cat Got Your Tongue. So we're gonna have a lot of the people from Embrace Thy Curves.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Yasmin, who is a beauty queen consultant. You guys could learn how to get your own model on and learn hone in on your skills. So it's gonna be some more fun, some more girly, some more beauty. So it's definitely going to be a little revamp. So if you guys want to check out the fashion show, you can go to my Instagram down there and click my link tree, and you'll be able to buy the tickets. The tickets are almost sold out. So if you want to be a part of Embrace Thy Curves fashion show, it is the streetwear for the streets fashion show, and all the fashions that you see on the runway are going to be available for purchase. So you'll be able to get the items fresh off the runway. So definitely come support your girl. And if you have any problems booking tickets, definitely reach out to me. You can buy them for me
I love it.
directly. So
I love
I'm
love to
excited,
hear that.
guys. I'm gonna be doing my thing. We had our practices. It's gonna be some dope artistic Circus de Soleil. It's gonna be really, really nice. Like it's listen, we turn this thing out. You might see us dancing, you might see us I can't even give away what all we gonna be
Listen,
doing,
you know
but listen, it's
I like Cirque du Soleil. So don't be talking
I'm
about Cirque
saying
du Soleil.
we have some different artists that are going to be doing some wonderful artsy things. So it's not just a regular fashion show. It's not just your run of the mill show, and it's Embrace Like Her. So there are models all the way from size 0 to plus size, big, beautiful women, all shapes, all sizes. We have menswear line as well. So men, if you want to check it out and get all the new fashions, it's going to be your fall and winter fashions that's coming up. I know y'all tired of digging them same old clothes about the basement.
Right, right, right.
Get you some new fashions, and this is where you can get them exclusively, straight out of Cleveland, straight
Okay,
homegrown, straight
okay.
Ohio, Akron grown. So get with me, and on the next season, we're going to be talking to a lot of designers, models, and just a lot of artistic people in the fashion game in Cleveland.
Okay, okay. Well, speaking of, I know you said support your girl. I really, it is so imperative for me to say how proud I am of you because I know that like you've been gunning for this, you've been pushing for this, and it's so dope to see anybody out here like pushing and striving to like reach their goals and to see how easy you're making it look because I know that it's so much work. It's so much work that's entailed in it.
hmm
And then you have a lot of like quote unquote life happening for you right now.
Life is
And
life, and y'all.
it's the type of stuff that will discourage like the best person out there
The
that's
best
like doing it.
person.
It will discourage somebody and keep them from moving forward and make them just want to, ball up into, curl into a ball and just disappear. So I really just gotta kind of give you your props and give you your kudos because like you doing some amazing stuff and for the stuff that you coming off of just today alone and
If y'all don't
you turning
know,
that around.
listen.
We do on the podcast tonight, and you finna do your fashion show or on Saturday. Like, congratulations to you because it's a lot. It takes a lot, and a lot of people don't really get how much it takes to really pursue your dreams and make it work in the midst of everything else that's going on. And you got the baby, and
Got the
also
baby. And that's
with that,
another one. Y'all tell y'all little cousin Caleb to get it together, okay? Because I ain't going for it. I'm tired of this.
listen,
But we all have our issues and our
yeah,
life circumstances, and I'm just here to be an example, and I'm not always the best. I was just talking about to James about this. I beat myself up about things that I can't
yeah,
control, and
absolutely,
things that I have to set down in order to take care of my child or take care of different things. But at the end of the day, I'm still going, I'm still growing, and we all are fighting silent battles. Stay with me, silent battles,
absolutely,
okay? Because we're going to be talking to our guest who has a book all about the silent battles, okay? So, and I know
listen,
we are not going through the exact same thing, but I definitely resonate with her journey, and just talking to people like this and knowing people that are going through the same thing as me, that are dealing with diagnoses and illnesses and dreams and life, and all of that. It just
Absolutely.
it's something about knowing that you're not the only one going through it that just makes it a little
Absolutely.
bit easier. So I'm just
Absolutely.
so excited for our guest tonight.
Absolutely. And that's why we do things like we do it. As everybody knows, we are a media safe space. So we bring people
Hmm.
here so that we could celebrate them, so that they can talk about their projects, their lives, the things that they have going on, their ups, their downs, their journey, their battles, and all of the above.
Hmm.
So, I think it's really amazing our guest that we have on today. And actually, that is a good segue for us to go ahead and dive into our guest tonight. So for everybody, because I see a few people who are just coming in, I also see people in the comments. So thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you guys. Y'all are on it tonight. We appreciate y'all. Make sure that you subscribe to the network. Make sure that you hit the notification bell so that you get all of the updates on when we go live, when we post new
Yes.
content. And we are going live a whole lot now. So
Yeah.
make sure that you guys subscribe so that you know when we are on here and that you are getting
Hmm.
those notifications. For the people who are just chiming in, we want to welcome you back to Transcending the Culture. It's a new week, it's a new day. We have an amazing guest for you guys today. Today's guest is someone whose story embodies strength, transparency, and transformation. She's an actress. You've seen her in so many different projects. Love Quest for Silver Linings, Pay the Piper, Up on Sugar Hill. Like there's a number of projects that she's been in, and she is an amazing actress. She is an amazing writer, and now she is an author. So she is on here promoting her new book today. That book being titled Silent Battles. It is her new memoir. It's being released through Jacinthe Media, and it's being promoted by MNS Media Group. Those are my people, family. So they sent me somebody good tonight. Really, really excited about it. Her journey is really going to help you guys. And that's really the idea of the people who we bring here on the platform. Of course, we want to have a good time. We want to celebrate people for their success and the things that they have going on. But she is doing some things and really transforming herself in a way that, I mean, in all honesty, is her. It hasn't been done.
Hmm.
So we're happy to have her here. We are happy to welcome Denishia Drakeford here to the platform. Uh-oh, where's my little button at? I'm getting old, cat.
Evening.
Hello, hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hey, listen, I just want to say, and I know we did this before we even went live, but I just want to say thank you. This whole media journey, like I've been doing this for 24 years. I want to say 25, but I've been doing it for 24 years. Independent. This is a passion. So like I love what I'm doing. I like being able to connect with people like yourself. And I think this is great. And it's a Wednesday night. It is 7:19. So the fact that you are sitting here with us and not sleep somewhere or eating dinner, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. And thank you for all the amazing people that you have down here on the bottom. We got Miss Maxine, we got Net, we got Nikki, we got a guest down there. Of course, they're not going to be on the screen, but thank y'all so much for chiming in and watching us down there tonight. And to the people who are on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and everywhere.
Yes, I see everybody coming in. Thank
Yeah,
you.
people are popping in. We got comments, we got hearts. So thank them. Thank you so much. You want to say something, Kat? Okay. So welcome to the show. There's so much for us to talk about tonight. Obviously, you have an amazing career as an actress, but you are also a writer and you have an amazing memoir out, Silent Battles, that we are going to be discussing tonight. So the first thing I would love for you to do is just kind of introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Denishia Drakeford Hatwood. My birthday was last week, so I am.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I am 45, but I'm still living like I'm 25. Yes,
Listen, you look every bit of 25. Don't
I
claim
know.
that
I was
25.
like,
And I know I don't look 48, so I ain't claiming that either.
at all.
and I'm like, it's been when I tell you it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
I'm one of the most private people you can imagine, and this took a lot. I've been sitting on this book and just writing and everything for a few years now. You know, it was times where I'm like, I'm gonna do it. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm gonna do it. No, I'm not going to do it. But I have so many, people on my camp, that's been cheering me on. I can't give all the credit. Well, first and foremost, I give all the credit to God, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
And I just have a strong support system that, there's like, Denishia, you're diagnosed, you are not yet diagnosed, you don't look it, you don't act it, like, don't make it seem like, this is something contagious or something, that you asked upon, or, something that's bad. And it's like, embrace it. You're living so well, share your story one day. And, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you don't understand. You know how they always say, you don't get it till you get it.
Uh-huh.
And every person that's living with the illness that I am, they could tell you the same thing. I thought it just was me. So you're never alone. Absolutely. And once I started being active, becoming an advocate, everything, I realized that it's not just me, that don't want to share, the illness, because one, a lot of people is not even educated about it. Most people don't even know what the two letters MS mean.
Uh-huh.
And, a couple of even my close friends, I told them, and they immediately just started crying.
Yeah.
So, or I tell someone.
I think that's why it is so important and so imperative for you to get on platforms and to really discuss it. Number one, because I think that's where a lot of the breakdown is with people, is that they don't really know a whole lot about it. So the minute they hear it, it instantly tugs at their heart, and they think that, oh my God, they're dying, or this is happening. And I mean, it's just the same as with myself. I have lupus. And when I tell people, it's like, it's almost tears, like when you talk to people. But I have been like amazingly blessed with it. Like I was diagnosed in 2016, and like, thankfully, to God, I have not had a lot of major issues. Like most of my issues were in the beginning, kind of in the denial phase, where I felt, you start thinking that, oh, if I do this, then it'll get better and I don't have to do X, Y, Z. And I was like passing out and all kinds of stuff. And then once I really paid attention and started doing what I was supposed to be doing, I don't have no issues. Very seldom do I have like the flare-ups and all that kind of stuff. And when I have them, like, I feel it. But luckily it's like a day or two, and then it kind of fades away and whatnot.
Could you speak? Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, could she just speak on what her illness is, and then just give a little brief overview for some of our fans that may not be familiar with your story or your diagnosis?
Absolutely.
Okay, so the MS stands for multiple sclerosis. And I was diagnosed next year, it'll be 20 years. And to piggyback off what you said, because lupus and MS is like, brother, sister, sister. So it's amazing. Thanks for sharing that, because I would have said the same thing. What, lupus? You don't look sick. You don't think, like, the energy, the smile, like, no way. So I get it. And like I said, it's been a struggle, but I've been living very well. First and foremost, I've been living very well. A lot of my flare-ups was pretty much in the denial stages as well.
Uh-huh.
But my flare-ups actually took me out of work 3 different times. Like, I had to go on disability. The first flare-up was me driving to work. I was on the highway and I just started seeing double of everything. Literally, I mean, I was 5 minutes away from my job, pouring raining outside. And when I tell you the grace of God, he literally took the wheel. He took the wheel. The whole kingdom took. I mean, I didn't know whether I should pull over. Like, I didn't know what to do. It was the most scariest thing that I ever, witnessed my whole life. I mean, I still think about it now. I'm like, I know how I made it through, but just seeing double everything, pouring, raining. All I know is I finally made it to the parking lot. I was part-time. I work part-time at Home Depot. Yeah. So I had finally made it to the parking lot, and I was stumbling going into my job. And my immediate supervisor is like, Denishia, what's going on? I was like, honestly, I don't know. And I was like, I find I'm about to pass out. So then she immediately sat me down in a chair, and then she's like, who can I call? Because you definitely can't work. And I was like, no, I can't. So they called, well, my father is gone, but at that present time, he still was here. So I said, well, can you call my mother and father? They didn't pick up. And then I said, well, can you call some of my siblings? They didn't pick up. And then I said, well, can you call my boyfriend? He didn't pick up. So then I had them to call one of my best friends, Robin. She picked up, frantic. She said, what's going on? And I said, well, if I knew what was going on, I would tell you, but I don't. And I was like, I'm seeing double of everything. I can't drive. I feel like I'm about to pass out. Can you come pick me up? Within minutes, she got there. She introduced herself to my supervisor, and she got me in the car, asked me where did I want to go. Did I want to go to the hospital? Did I want to go to the doctors? I said no. I was like, at that present time, I was dating a guy that was in medical school. So I said, well, can you actually just take me to his house? If anybody would know sort of kind of what's going on with me, maybe he would be the best. So I went there, start making some phone calls, made emergency doctor's appointments. The next day, went to the doctors. He said, I'm going to have blood work. I'm going to do a CAT scan. I'm going to do an MRI. I'm going to have you see a specialist. When I say I got tested for everything under the sun, I got tested for lupus. I got tested for HIV. I got tested for Lyme disease.
Cancer.
Yes. Everything you could think of, I got tested for.
I went through the same.
So you get it. And everything came back, even the CAT scan, MRI, everything came back negative. So then he said, you know what? I'm going to send you to a neurologist. So went to a neurologist. Neurologist at that present time, he said, Denishia, Miss Drakeford, I know that nothing is coming up, but he's like, I've been in the business 20 something years, and this looks like this could be MS.
My God.
And I said, I am a believer. I said, I will not go on some medication. I will not, I was like, you want me to take medication for something that's not there? And then he was like, well, preventive care. And I'm like, I'm a believer. I'm going to go home. We're going to pray. We're going to get on a prayer line. I'm going to rebuke this. I just was thinking it was malnutrition. I wasn't taking care of myself. I was going to school full time, pursuing modeling at the time. So I'm like, I'm just not taking care of myself. Always been thin, petite. So I'm like, I'm just going to go home. And he was like, okay. He's like, but I'm just letting you know. He was like, I think that's what it might be. So I went, I went home that day.
When I tell you how God works, and I'm sorry to cut you, but when I tell you how God works, like it's so essential for us to be on video together tonight, because your story, it practically mirrors mine. Like, I was working PRN at another, because I worked in healthcare. So I was working PRN at another hospital, and I literally went to work sick, knowing I didn't feel well. And I worked the whole shift, but I was like, kind of like this, like the whole shift, and drove home, pouring down raining, like swerving, like dizzy. I have no clue how I got home. I just know I woke up in the car the next morning, and my ex-wife, my wife at the time, she was like looking for me, and they didn't know where I was, and I was out in the car asleep in the parking lot of the apartment building. And went to the doctor and went through the whole same thing. Like, they tested me for cancer. They tested, like, I did, I saw some of everybody, like urology, hematology. So I saw some of everybody, and all the stuff was coming back negative. And then the doctor that I was seeing, ironically, I had switched my insurance because my primary couldn't use my new insurance. So I had switched to a whole new doctor. And that doctor, even though I didn't want them, they were like a random doctor who I was seeing. Same thing, like, everything's coming back negative, but I'm looking at your ankles, and your ankles are swollen. Does lupus run in your family? And I was like, no, like, because I never knew of anybody having lupus. But like, after getting the diagnosis and then talking to family, come to find out, oh, well, so and so, and this person had it, and this person had it, and it like it was in the in the bloodline, in the family history. But like, I totally relate to your story, because a lot of mine is really the same, and was in denial for like 2 years, And that was like most of the flare-ups, because I was in denial and wasn't taking meds and was just kind of doing my own thing. So I'm sorry. So you go ahead. I was like, I gotta cut in here and say something.
No,
I'm like, you like this story sounds familiar, huh?
Yeah.
I did want to give a shout out to the people in the chat. It's a lot of people that really resonate
Yeah,
with
we got
this
a lot of
story.
people in there.
Shout out to cousin Tiffany, and I know she has a lot of different health issues.
She
So I
has
know
rheumatoid,
that
which
she,
is in the family
yeah,
too.
she has rheumatoid arthritis. And she is just had surgery on Monday. So love you, Tiff. We're sending you
Yeah.
love and healing.
And cancer
And then
survivor too. So yeah.
cancer survivor as well. Then we have cousin Zach, a new follower from our family. Welcome, Zach. Great to see you.
Good evening. Wow.
It's just so amazing that you're able to still strive through this adversity. I am nowhere near going through what you guys are going through. But I did have a time where I lost the ability to walk due to a health issue. And that can just be so hard to lose who you're used to being and what you're used to doing. Where did you find the strength to keep going?
Prayer. My mother is a prayer warrior. And that's all I can say. Like some of my people say, like, Denishia, you got to give yourself some credit. And I'm like, I do, but the men upstairs, that's all I can say. Prayer. Just prayer. I'm a big fan of music. So I would just say prayer and music. I can listen to music all day, every day. I wake up listening to music. I mean, all different genres.
That's
The gospel, the R&B, all day, every day. Everybody's like, how you an actress and don't even watch TV? It's like you don't even know what your competition is. Prayer, music, meditate, and repeat. Prayer, music, meditate, and just started. Like I'm heavily involved. The MS walks, the MS seminars. I was actually in a couple of MS groups. And just staying around, positive people. Not losing myself and just knowing I have MS don't have me. And, just collabing with other people. So many other people are living 10 times worse than I am. So I'm just like, who am I to complain? I will, my first flare up was the double vision. The second one was the blurred. And then the third one was I was the whole left side of my body numb for almost a month. So those are the ones that I was on disability for. But all the rest of the flare-ups that I get, I'm still I'm functionable. So it was times, I'll wake up left side of my scalp numb, right side of the scalp numb, foot drop. But for those, I still can go to work. I still can do stuff. So it's times I have been sick at work, nobody knew, or family members, because I'm not a big crier. I always cry inside. Yeah. When you see me cry, you like, let me run for the hills, because when I cry, I'm like, Houston, we got a problem, because I keep it inside.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's not me. I'm a crybaby. I'll be, James, they did me wrong, James.
Right.
But yeah, so it's just so amazing to know your resilience. I know James had a couple questions about your acting career, which I'm very interested in.
Yeah, I actually even still on on the tip of your book, it's been 20 years since you were diagnosed, and I think that first and foremost it really speaks to just the growth and the growth and the improvement of modern medicine, in terms of how it's been 20 years and you still look good, you look vibrant, like you look normal. What else do you attribute that to? The fact that it's been so long since you've been diagnosed, because I also know people, like I have friends who have MS and who have had it for probably about the same amount of time, and they have like seriously declined. Like, what do you attribute, how well you're doing to?
Well, first of all, my diet. I'm not gonna lie and say I have the healthiest diet. I don't. I eat out way too much. Yeah. But I make sure, that I try to get all my vegetables in, fruits. I'm not a big drinker. I'm 45, never been drunk. Social drinker. Like I never drink by myself. Literally just social drinking. Yeah. I don't smoke. And I just try to, live, laugh, love. I don't overdo it. I don't underdo it.
Yeah.
And I tell everybody, it's mind over matter. Like, I'm the type of person, I see the goodness in anything. You could give me a flat tire and I tell you, you'll give me 10 reasons why we're not going to be able to do nothing with this, this flat tire. And I'm going to give you 10 reasons or, things that what we can do with this flat tire.
So you're the MacGyver of the group then. So yeah.
So I always just try to, I'm like, if life throw you lemons, you just make lemonade. Absolutely. And I just see the good, even with people, I see the good. And, and I just try to turn a bad situation to a good situation when I don't even see, the end of the tunnel. I'm just like, but I know it's, it's going to be some good to this at the end of the day. Yeah. And, like I said, seeing so many other people, even one of my cousins that have it, they done been on 10 different medications, strokes, seizures, hospitalized, on steroids. I've been on the same medication since day one. And even my neurologist is like, Denishia, I applaud you. He was like, I don't even want to prescribe this to none of the patients no more. They call it the dinosaur drug. And, this is the drug that a lot of people told me that they start on. It's the starter drug that they couldn't deal with it.
Right.
And he just is like, as long as you don't get needle fatigue, he's like, I'm not going to bother you. And then he was like, it is other different medications out there, but this is working for you. Then I'm not going to mess with you.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
And like this is perfect. Like it's beautiful because, the whole idea of this, broadcast is to be able to encourage somebody and to inspire somebody who may be dealing with a diagnosis like this or, dealing with some of the same things that they're trying to get through. And it's so important to be able to stress how important your diet is and your lifestyle is. And like you said, not drinking a lot, not being drunk, not overdoing it, but not underdoing it. And, again, really paying attention to your diet. Like it matters so much, especially as we age. Like the diet matters so much. I think it's beautiful. I love your story. Why at this point was it time for you to write Silent Battles?
Because MS is not my only silent battle. And, I have a few. Look, it's in a book. So I can't tell you everything. But
you gotta read it.
You gotta read it.
You want to hold your book up too while we're talking about it?
Okay, so made me, I would say what broke me was I would probably say my last silent battle.
Okay.
And I'm like, you know what? It's not a battle that I haven't came out with, haven't overcome. So I just was like, with no scratches, no nothing. So I was like, you know what? This is the time. And like I said, once again, I can't even take all the credit for it. One day, I just woke up and the Lord was talking to me. And at first, I just thought it was my mind playing tricks on me. And he was the one that had told me it's time to share your story. And like I said, I have other friends that's in the business, writers, directors, producers, authors. And they've been telling me to, write a book for a long time, or just tell my story or, Denishia, just start telling people, you empower people, you're positive, you don't look it, you don't act it, won't you share? And like I said, just out the blue one day, he told me, he was like, I need you to share your story. And I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do that. But close friend of mine, she actually had her own production company. She had wrote a couple of books. She was the one was like, Denishia, I think it's time. And then she was like, I will help you. I'll be there. I'll hold your hand. And if God is telling you to do that and you want to be obedient, let's do this. So like I said, it's so many different battles, which I'm sure we all have more than one silent battle. But I was like, I think it's time for me to share. And I know that I'm the vessel right now and God want to use me. And I feel as that's why he's had me living as well as I am with all the different things I've been through. Because he's like, I trust you with this. And I know you're going to do well because people, sometimes, you give good advice and people tend to listen to you.
Absolutely.
And if they see you and, you're already in the business, you pursue modeling and acting. So this could just be, your story instead of, always acting out someone else's story. tell your own, and then, potentially turn it into a film. And, which I did. I have a documentary film coming out soon. So
Wow.
that's what I did. And I'm like, wherever it is, take me. I mean, I would love to be the face of MS. That was my goal. And, I'm just like, the book came, one of my friends that have his own production company as well. He said, let's just do a documentary. And I wasn't going to do that either. But like I said, I'm not going to say everything fell in my lap, but it just was so many people that just was so excited about this movement and was just excited as I was. I'm like, I would be a fool not to take this opportunity. I didn't know where it was going to come or how it was going to come. But I'm like, you know what? If I have people behind me and willing to help me, why not? I will be a fool not to take this opportunity. So I'm at the point now, whatever I have to do to share my story, I'm literally an open book now. I suffer from chronic fatigue, chronic insomnia. So I'm always the last one to go to sleep and the first one to get up. So I'm like, it's never too late or too early to call me.
I could probably diagnose myself with that then, because
I was gonna say, that sound like James.
Yeah, I could probably diagnose myself with that, but I have to give you kudos just to how strong you are, to just your journey altogether, and how healthy you have made it a point to try and remain, to really keep something that could really kill you at bay. And it's so good for people to be able to see it. And again, for you, kind of like you said, to almost be the face of, what it looks like to live a healthy life, with something like this. And, a lot of people, they kind of have misconceptions, especially when they're diagnosed with something like this. And they think that the world is over, life is over, and, they're going to wither away. Like, even with me being diagnosed with lupus, when I was like, everybody that I've seen with lupus prior to me being diagnosed with it, like, they have the sunken face and their teeth are falling out and all kinds of stuff. And like, I've been really blessed through it. Like, nothing like that is happening. And, just like you said for yourself, I can only attribute it to God, but, also to the healthy lifestyle that I try to live, because I probably eat out way too much too, even though I don't eat out a whole lot. I probably eat out way too much too. And if they could just close down Dairy Queen, I probably would be okay. But and I say that knowing that I went to Dairy Queen today. So like, if they could just close Dairy Queen down, I probably would be A-okay. But your honesty, and like your honesty and your openness and your transparency in the book, like, what do you want readers to take away from that? Because I did a little digging. So kind of the consensus is that, you're very open-ended, you're very transparent, very honest. Like, what do you want people to be able to take away, with that?
Well, I want them to know that, like I said, next year be 20 years I've been living with MS, and it took me literally almost 20 years to come out. So this Friday, it'll actually be 2 weeks that I had my book signing. And when I tell you, I had like 90-something people there. And out of the 90-something people there, probably only 30 new. So that was my way of coming out. So at my book signing, it was people like, oh my goodness, my coworkers, everybody, like, I didn't know. Even some family members started crying. It's like, I didn't know why you didn't share. And I was like, this was my way of coming out. And I just was like, yeah. And some of them, even just like when I talked, because what I did at the book signing, I actually showed like a little snippet of my documentary film. And it was a tearjerker. I was crying in a certain scene. So, a couple people was like, Denishia, thank you for messing up my makeup. So the documentary film, it pretty much paired with the book. And, they just was like, Denishia, a couple of people was like, Denishia, I can say there's like, the food was good. Everything was good, the ambiance, but all left with something. And, a couple of my coworkers told me, when I went to work later, there's like, Denishia, you taught us that no matter what you're going through, you're never alone. And two, even if it might take me 10 years to get to the finish line, I'll make it, versus somebody 5. Because I went from doing everything full-time student, full-time job, full-time daughter, full-time sister, sibling, girlfriend, what have you, to doing everything part-time. It was devastating, a little depressing at times. But I tell everybody, I finished the finish line, went to college, did everything, still pursuing my dreams, still do everything that I was doing before my diagnosis, just at a part-time status. And it doesn't mean that I'm, greater or less. It just takes me a little more time. But I tell everybody, when I finish the finish line, I go out with a bang. So if it's that master's you want to get, you want to relocate, that new car, or even, trying to have a family, is never too late. It's never too late. Keep God first. Never give up on yourself. Know that the grass is greener on the other side. And, people that have illnesses like ourselves, James, it's not it's a life sentence, but it's not a death sentence.
Absolutely. And it took me a long time to realize that it was not a death sentence. But again, kudos to you. Like, I think that, just looking at you and listening to you, like, I get it. And the reality too is that, when I talk a lot about, my journey and me having lupus now, a lot of people are really just learning of it. And it's been almost 10 years, since I was diagnosed with it. And a lot of people are just now learning that, it's even a topic, and that I do have it and whatnot. And I'm in that space now where it's like, I just want to be transparent, that, hence my Instagram name, Authentically James. I'm like, I just want to be transparent and authentic, and for people to know who I am. And that really was the whole idea behind me even naming, the Instagram, that is that, just to be open and honest and just talk about stuff, because it helped so many other people. And I wish I kind of had like that help, so I want to be that help now that I was looking for, when I was diagnosed, that, really could have helped me. But I think it's amazing. Like, how has it affected your acting career?
It affected everything. Like I said, went from full-time to part-time, everything. So, yes, it's times with work, just with everything, fatigue. I suffer from chronic fatigue and chronic insomnia. And then the day I self-inject myself, the next day I fight Mike Tyson punch out. They always say, don't plan anything the next day, because, it's times where I don't even fight getting out of my bed, especially the day after I self-inject, it changed everything drastically, I'm like, but what I do, I tell everybody, and people used to make fun of me when I used to say this because they didn't get it. I'm like, I start my week with a basket of 10 eggs. And the plan is to get all 10 of them cracked in that 1 week.
Yeah.
Or, at the end of the day, I only get 2. I'm just grateful and blessed that I get 2. So I'm like, depending on the week, because each week is different. But I tell everybody, I go from the most important to the least important. And whatever else don't get done, I don't beat myself up about it. I'm like, listen, this is me. And I only can do but so much, take it or leave it. I go from most important to least important. I mean, I'm a mother too. My son, he's 7. And, it's challenging, just having to, not only care for myself now, to care for my son. So it's times I'm like, if I had an extra $200-$300, look, I would put in a Google chat, like, is there anyone that can just come over to my house for an hour or two, make breakfast for my son and I, take him to school, and then maybe do some laundry for me, and then go, do that like twice a week. It's a struggle. Sometimes the chores don't get done. It's a lot of things that, all depending on the week that I'm having, because each day looks different for me. I get stuff done. Sometimes I have a week where I can crack more than 10 eggs, depending on, just because, life be lifing, adulting be adulting.
We were just talking about life and at the beginning of the podcast.
Listen.
So it depends, with this society, everybody in a rush to get nowhere. So
that part.
Yeah, so I'm like, it depends, because like I said, I still work, I still have my 9 to 5, I still try to do my dreams. My son is 7, and then I have a mother, I'm a caregiver too. My mother is actually suffering from Parkinson's.
Okay.
So
Oh,
so I try to, take care and be there for her as well. So, it got to the point, where, you giving, and then you like your cup gets so dry. And then you like, wait a second, you like, if I'm not good, then everybody else not going to be good. So it's
absolutely.
times
Absolutely.
it's a struggle. It's time I'm
Yeah.
like, holy smoke, I don't know how I'm going to pull this off, but I have to. And I think that's what keeps me. My son is my inspiration. My mother
Absolutely.
is too. And I just know that, hey, I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Even if I want to, I
Yeah.
can't at this present time.
And just to note again, just the whole self-care piece of it. I know that, from one of my dear friends who has MS. I know just from her journey that having children when you have MS, can really can really speed up like deterioration and that type of thing. So it's really, really important. And you mentioned that your son is 7. Like, so that's recent still. So you are doing amazing. I send so much love and blessings your way. We are definitely going to have you back here on the podcast because I got probably like 25 more questions that I want
Listen,
to ask you, and I'm like, we don't have so much time.
I
But I'm
know.
so grateful to you coming on the podcast. I
Thank you
saw
for
one of the
having
comments
me.
oh, absolutely. I saw one of the comments that went up at the bottom, and she was asking where can she get the book,
Where
and I
can we
actually
get
was
the
going to ask,
book?
is it available like on Apple Books or anything like that?
What you said,
October
Amazon.
27th is when I'm going. It's going to be available to everybody. It's going to go public.
Oh,
October 27th is going to be on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and Walmart.com.
oh, gotcha. Okay.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Just
Yeah.
hearing your story from today has really inspired me. As James know, I've been fighting a lot of silent battles myself. Even today, I it came to the end of a very hard battle for me. Um, and just hearing your story and your resilience definitely inspires me. I'm trying not to cry right now. Listen, I'm going through some stuff.
I know. Listen, and I'm
Listen,
and I'm
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 over here
seeing it too
like,
as you're talking. I'm like,
listen,
oh,
I do not even get emotional, but just like hearing that I'm not the only person and that people keep going, and I'm doing the modeling and I'm doing the acting too, and I'm trying to balance
we're
that
trying
with
to, and
my daughter's disabled. My daughter has autism. So I'm doing that, going through my own health stuff, taking care of my mama who about to get her hip replacement. I'm there. So when you just kept naming stuff, I'm like, ooh, that sound like me, or that sound like, and knowing that you have that strength in you and everything you say and stay prayed up is really inspiring. So thank you so much for sharing your story, because even you sharing today has touched me, and you don't even know how many other people. So thank you so much.
Thank
absolutely. And,
you.
and
Thank
she know I'm
you.
a crier, so I'm like, I hate that
I'm
she even
trying
did
not
like
to,
that
and
because
we don't never get emotional, but I'm saying I've been going, when I said I was like the silent battles, I'm like, people would tell me like, Kat, you doing your thing and you just always happy and you always going and you doing that. And it's like, y'all don't understand how much I sit there and I cry because I don't want to wake up, because I know I got to do this. I got to do this. I'm gonna be in pain. I'm gonna be, I lost 100 pounds because of my health issues, and it alleviated a lot of my pain, but I'm still in pain daily. People don't know that about me. I'm in pain daily. Just because I can walk and do some of the things that I used to do don't mean that I don't wake up every day and say, dang, I wish that I didn't have this. I wish that I could just get up and go how I was.
yeah.
And we all have that. And that's what keeps us connected. And people need to start giving people more leeway and more grace and realize that we all going through the same thing. We're all fighting our own silent battles.
And that's why I named it, because I wanted it to be
I
I
love
wanted
the
it to
title.
be transparent, for everyone, because we
Yeah,
all have silent battles. I'm
absolutely.
sharing mines at this present time, but we all have silent battles. And to piggyback off what you said, I hate the big conspiracy is, oh well, you don't look sick, you
Uh huh.
don't act
Uh huh.
sick,
Uh huh.
and I'm tired too. Oh, that's just like putting fuel on a fire. When I'm like, please don't compare your tired to my tired. It's
Yeah.
night and
Yeah.
day. And but you
No,
got to keep pushing. You got to just keep pushing,
absolutely.
push.
I
I
get
see
it.
another comment from Robin. It says, great interview. That's my BFF. So
Yeah, I
you got a
absolutely.
lot of love. Listen, you have a lot of love and a lot of supporters. I can see the love
Yeah.
coming through, and you have a lot of people that's really really interested in your story. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you for
Absolutely.
having me. And I would love to come back.
How can people? We know when the book's going to be available everywhere, but how can people keep up with you in the meantime? Be that social media or website, or where can they find you at online?
Well, I'm on Facebook, Denishia Drakeford _Hatwood. I'm on Instagram, author Denishia Drakeford. I'm not really on TikTok, but
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
definitely
barely
on.
on there.
I'm about to say, look, I'm working on it. I'm like,
Mhm.
era, it wasn't so much social media, but I'm starting to, get with the program. I have
Yeah,
to. But my platforms are Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter and all of them. I'm not so, but
yeah.
I tell everybody, look, and I have my website that I'm actually working on too. So I have a website
Okay.
that they can actually
Um,
follow me on as well.
well, just again, I just want to say how much I appreciate you for coming on the platform. Even more so now because we're like brother and sister when it comes to our own issues and our own silent battles. Like I love hearing your story, and it resonates so much just because, like, listening to when you had your flare ups and the things that were going on, and just how that mirrors what was going on with me. It kind of, even though I know I'm not going crazy and I knew what was going on, it's just like, wow, like that really solidifies it. Like that, like I'm really not lonely. So like it just makes perfect sense to me. But I appreciate you so, so much. Any kind of final words before we let you go?
I wanted to say thank you, James, for sharing your story. And I'm not going to be one of those, but I'm so tempted to say, you don't look like you have lupus.
But you know what?
You don't
I have
accent.
worked so hard to keep myself together because, like, they put you on prednisone, and the prednisone make you gain weight. So it's like my weight has fluctuated so much. So like I've lost a ton of weight and I was 170 pounds. Then I gained it all back and I was 290. And then I lost it again and then I gained it back. And so now I am again, I have dropped all this weight and I'm like trying desperately to keep this weight off. And the thing has been to keep my diet together and to get in the gym and exercise. And I've been in the gym just about every day, unless I'm out, because I'm one of those, like, I work a full-time job and then I drive Lyft, and my son is 19, so I'm running around doing stuff for him and running this media empire that I'm building
Mhm.
with Cat Queen, and so much stuff going on. But I try to make sure that I'm taking care of myself so that I don't have to be on the prednisone, because I'm like, if I get on the prednisone, I'm gonna gain the weight.
Mhm.
And the way for me to keep the weight off is to stay off of the steroid. So that's been my big thing. And just like you said, you wanted to say, well, you don't really look like. I get that from people, and then a lot of times people will question, like, well, do he really have? And is it real? Man, I ain't got time to be playing with these people.
You sure you wasn't misdiagnosed?
Right. Man, listen, I know how I be laying there in the bed and how I be feeling, and I'm like, I'm not getting up today.
That
Like
part.
this
Yep,
shit's
that part.
and I think that's like when I have my flare ups now, that's what it is. It's like my joints are hurting real bad, and it's like I can tell now when it's a lupus thing. In the beginning, it was like the symptoms kind of mirror so much other stuff that you like. I don't know if it's the lupus or if I'm just catching a cold or if this is
Mhm.
what.
Mhm.
Now it's like I know when it's the lupus versus if it's
Yep.
just something
Yep.
else or if it's a cold or if whatever. But I get like literally I'll have a scar, like a scab on my arm, and I'm like, and I can go to the doctor, and the doctor is like, well, where did you get? And I'm like, I don't
I don't
know.
know. Yeah.
I have no clue. Like I feel like I'm 80 years old. Like I don't know where it came from. Like I guess somebody beat me or something. I don't know. But it's weird. And that's kind of one of the symptoms. Um so I don't know. But I appreciate you so much because it really validates a lot of the stuff that I deal with. And I'm sure that it does the same for so many other people who were watching. Like I feel like we get a lot of views on some of the videos, but I feel like we got our most views tonight with you on the podcast. So I'm so grateful to you coming on, and that's the whole idea is to be able to bring people on who can encourage and inspire and really help somebody else, and essentially transcend the culture, and take it to a place where it hasn't been. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. And I just wanted to say to you, Kat, adjust your crown, queen. Yes, because you're going through a lot, and I seen you tear up and everything too. But I'm happy that I was able to, organically, all of us, because as you see, we all have our silent battles, and
Absolutely.
I can relate to you, and I can relate to you as well, Kat. So yeah, this was beautiful. The pleasure was all mine, and like I said, I would love to come back on, and hopefully
Absolutely.
I have more audience members. I literally told everybody like less than 24 hours. I give them a little more this time.
That's okay. Thank you to everybody, because I still see a few of them down there. Nikki, Maxine, I still see a few of them down there. But another question I was going to ask you: do you do any type of like conferences or speaking engagements or anything like that?
So believe it or not, before COVID hit, they always used to have a lot of MS seminars. They meet up like at fancy restaurants, or just a lot of different places. And I had got up a couple of times and I told my story, let them know, yeah, I'm still full-time. I work, I go to school, boyfriend, still, good daughter, good friend. And I have got a standing ovation. People cry, give me an autograph, say, oh my goodness, you have a child. And, so I have got that platform of several different times, when it just came like everybody, some of my friends and family members that used to come to me, come with me to the seminars. It's like, ain't sure you're going to get up and talk today. And I was like, I don't know. I got to feel it. So it was times when I felt it. I was like, I want to get up tonight. And one of the MS advocate ladies, that's actually in control of the medication that I'm on, she was like, Denishia, I would love to use you. She was like, might be, your calling. But I was going to eventually try to look into that, but then she ended up quitting, going to something else. And then, just became like a blast from the past. I started lifing and blah, blah, blah. But, just several different things, even at my job sometime, like if we have like, what is it? Like when we, they just call random people in, town hall, they have me get up and speak. It all depends. That's why I was like, sometimes I'm like, hey, and then on and on and on and on. It all depends on the mood, the topic. But I'm at the point, like I said, I would love to become the face of MS, and or just any type of speech and engagements, talking about silent battles. Yes, I'm all for it. At this present time, I'm like, whatever God want to do, you want to use me any shape, form, or foul, I'm down for it.
Absolutely.
With it, and I know if he put me to it, he's going to put me through it.
Well, listen, your faith, your resilience, and your legacy is everything. So thank you so much for sharing that with us today. Ernest is like family. So I know we're going to have you back on here again. I am going to reach out to him tonight about the cover that I was talking to you about. So we should probably be talking about that probably within the next day or so. In terms of getting that together. But thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. God bless both of you guys.
You as well. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I think that was so dope. And you teared up a little bit. What did you
listen?
You better adjust your crown. Listen.
I know. Listen.
Look,
play
I saw your camera go off for a second. I was like, oh shit.
Oh no, I wasn't crying. I was
yelling. Oh, okay.
That wasn't nothing. Okay. But but no, it just was, when you just hear somebody's story and it's just like they going through so much and you going through so much and you just resonate with them. Like you don't have to be going through the exact same thing as somebody to empathize with their story and to see yourself in their story. So, and like, I've been fighting these battles. I fought a very hard battle today.
I know you did.
And it just has been emotional for me. This has just
been
an emotional ride.
Where you was, I was like, let me leave that alone. I ain't saying nothing else because I said, I know she's going through it right now.
Yeah, so I'm just glad that I had this outlet. And like I said, sometimes it's just therapeutic to talk it out with other people and resonate and just know you're not alone. So,
absolutely.
We all are going through battles. And if she can get through it, if she got a smile on her face and she can keep going, why can't I?
I love how well she has taken care of herself because it matters. And I stress that again, like diet and exercise, and all of that stuff, like especially as you're aging and when you have debilitating stuff going on like that, like it matters to really eat right and take care of yourself, as best as you can, because the minute you don't,
The minute you don't,
when you
and
start
then
doing
also
that, yeah. And like it matters for her too, especially having MS, and then her son is only 7. So it's like I know
you
I
are.
have a really good friend who, has had several children and has declined like tremendous.
Yeah, I
Having
have two close family friends that deal with MS, and it's hard because I be wanting to see them, and I'm like, where they at, or why they ain't at the function? And then, oh,
yeah,
they not doing good. They flaring up, and it hurts me because it's like I know that's not what they want. I know that's
yeah,
not. But
absolutely.
I'm just glad that people are really taking care of themselves and taking their health serious. And because we are Black people, we predisposed to a lot of different things.
Absolutely.
And especially our family be having all kind of stuff. So we
Right.
got to get it together, okay? If it
And
ain't
shout
this,
out to
it's that.
Tiffany. Thank you so much for being
Tiffany
on,
been,
Tiffany. We love
yeah.
you. We appreciate you. Thank you so
I
much
hope
for
you are
being
healing well, Tiff. I love you so much. I was glad to see your face earlier on the phone. And Tiff came and spent some time with her cousin Kayla this weekend.
I
So,
heard. I heard. No,
and Kayla got the
I
nerve to walk around talking about some Tiffany. So she must have had fun.
nah, I think that's dope. Love you, Tiff. Thank you for coming on. Thank you to everybody who has been here in the comments. I see all the hearts. I see the people popping in and out. It's been really, really, really good. We appreciate Denishia for coming on to the podcast, and we definitely are going to have her back on. The goal is to actually get her on the cover of UG Digital magazine. So that if we're lucky, we'll have that coming out in another week. And then we already got 2 other covers that are tentative, so I can't necessarily mention them right now. But make sure you guys hit ugdigital.com. We have quite a few covers that are out right now. We have a whole issue that came out last Friday. Let me see. Uh-oh. Let me see. Cat popped out for a second. She should be right back in. So yeah, we got quite a few covers that came out last week. We also have a whole issue that came out last week. So you guys can check that out at ugdigital.com, or if you're on my Instagram, Authentically James, the links are in bio. So you could get them all there. Let's see. Look like Cat's popping back in. There she go. Technical difficulties. Go ahead. Can't hear you though.
We having tick. We have it wouldn't be Transcending Culture if it wasn't at least one technical difficulty,
Listen.
guys. Y'all know it got to be something.
Listen, when I tell you, ain't nobody tripping. Ain't nobody tripping at all.
She said, "Love you, James."
I saw it. Listen, I love how these comments pop up. I love how they pop up on that side, and then they also scrolling on the side over here, even though they real itty bitty. But
Yeah, I like it. It's good when you rewatch it. And you guys don't forget that
especially
anytime
on the
that you
big screen, like if you put
I
it
was
on
just
the
gonna
TV.
say, if for you guys that missed some of the show, or you want to go back and catch some of the comments or catch some of the funny moments, watch it on the big screen, and then you'll be able to see all the comments as they come down. I love to watch any of the UGD shows, especially like on the weekends when I'm cleaning up and I'm doing something. You can put it on, and I'll be walking past, and I'll be open letters, crying, and it's we got it all for you. So make sure you check out all the UGD shows. Okay, we got it all.
The network is doing amazing. We are grateful to you guys. Really, really thoroughly appreciative for everybody who has been popping on here and keeping up with us. It's so many new platforms that are coming. Soap Dish. We've been recapping Beyond the Gates on Sunday evenings at 6 p.m. So you guys should check that out on Sundays at 6 p.m. I'm not sure what's happening. I'll be honest. I'm not 100% sure what's happening with Open Letters. I know they were working on bringing that back, but I'm not sure where they are in that process. So there is a good chance that Open Letters to a Survivor will be coming back, because that was an amazing platform on the network.
It was.
It did so well.
For sure.
So we're looking
forward. Shout out to everybody
Yeah.
from Open Letters. We got y'all in our thoughts and our hearts, baby.
We are looking forward to that potentially coming back. But again, Soap Dish is on the Game Changer with Austin. That's going to be coming pretty soon. We've been trying to get that off the ground, but there's going to be some other showings of Soap Dish that are going to be coming too. So it's not just going to be for Beyond the Gates, but I'm actually putting one together that's going to kind of compile a number of shows. So I'm working on getting hosts together for that, and I'm going to be a host on that as well. But essentially with that, and it's actually going to be the recap room. So Soap Dish, the recap room is going to be the subtitle. And it's going to kind of touch on a number of shows. So you guys know the Braxtons are back on, which I'm going to keep it all the way funky. Like the Braxtons is kind of getting on my nerve right now. But the Braxtons is back on WeTV and the Home Network. And like I watched season 1 or season 2, episode 1 actually today. And when I tell you, like I'm so turned off, but I'm just like I'm trying to be neutral. I'm trying to be neutral and just not sound like I'm being a hater and like I'm being mean. But it's a little too much though. But that is back on. Let me see what else is on. Beauty in Black. That's the one. I definitely want to do some recap stuff. You know, in terms of that. It's a number of shows.
It's a number of shows, and actually, Love and Hip Hop and getting a little traction again.
Yeah. I don't listen. The ratchet is coming back to bite me because, like, I had put the ratchet down for probably about 2 or 3 years, and now I'm just like, man, like some of this stuff, it just now the Braxtons is a little too ratchet for me, but
yeah, they've been just I don't know what the heck.
You know you something else when you worse than Love and Hip Hop, so I'm.
Yeah, it's getting a little much.
I like that single though. Look, I like that single though. I just put you on you. Tamar, you look like, Tamar Braxton?
I don't know nothing about Tamar other than her calling Lonnie Big Black Cadillac. So I don't know. That's all I know. I ain't heard no greatest hits yet. I gotta pay attention, and that's why you don't want to be known more for the drama than the music, okay? Because I was definitely a big Tamar fan, and I don't get a lot of her positive news anymore, you know. So
yeah, that's how I end up going. But no, you know, once again, thank you to Denishia Drakeford for coming onto the platform and for talking about Silent Battles. October 27th is going to be available everywhere. Barnes and Nobles,
Amazon.
You guys will be able to get that book. I could tell you already that's going to be a reader. Like I'm so ready to get a copy of that. I wish I could get it like on. You know, I like getting books on Apple on the iPhone.
Yeah.
On iBooks. I love being able to get books on there. So I hope at some point it comes on there. But I am going to buy a copy of the book though. I miss going to the bookstores like Walmart.
I just went to the bookstore. I was out in Westlake.
Okay,
and I went to. They have a Barnes and Noble out there.
You was out in the bougie land. Okay.
Yeah, listen. I was getting me some candy apples and
nowhere near Crocker. Stay away from Crocker, but you can.
Listen, I was on me a little date, honey. We went to the little virtual reality place. So we was out and.
Somebody got a date. Okay.
Had a little coin.
Shut me up. Shut me up. I ain't got nothing to say. Shut me up. Right on up.
But yeah, so I went to and we walked through, you know, they got all the little shops and stuff. So we walked through Barnes and Noble, and it was just the smell of the books. And like I was such a reader when I was younger, and I definitely need to get back into that. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go buy me a couple books for the fall and sit my butt down.
Yeah, I just like going, you know what, they would have like when they would have like guest authors come into the bookstore and they'd be doing readings and signings and all that stuff. Like that was so cool to me.
Yeah, I used to love that. So I used to go to the signings, and then they would do events when books would come out. So like when Harry Potter came out, when Twilight came out, like they would have like signature snacks, signature coffees, giveaways, and different things that you can do. You could dress up and go get the book. So I do miss that. So I do want to try to get back into that in my adult time. I'd be just watching my little shows and movies and stuff, but I need to start, you know, feeding my brain again. So.
Well, no, I think that was a great show. Once again, I appreciate her coming onto the platform. We got some topics tonight. What are we doing? What are we talking about?
Um, I really didn't have anything prepared for topics, but I did want to touch on somebody imploding. Nicki Minaj is imploding in front of our eyes.
I'm sorry.
Every dang week, she's crying. Every day, she's tweeting. She's mad at the world. She's mad at this. I heard, and this is allegedly, that she is in some money troubles. We found out this week that she, in fact, has been filing charges against someone using her bank card. Supposedly a stylist, allegedly. And it's so funny because all the things Cardi B was saying to get back at her came true, because she said somebody swiping your Amex while you passed out. I said, oh, not Cardi came with the receipts. Nikki said, hold on. You said what? Hold on, let me go check. Let me check. And sure enough, somebody was swiping that card. So she has been going in on Cardi. She went in on Jay-Z, and then she also went against her the people supporting her. So like JT was supporting her and different rappers, and she ended up blocking them and unfollowing them. She even unfollowed Bia, who Bia is famously in a feud with Cardi B over Nicki Minaj. Yeah. You know, and if you guys don't know, which a lot of people didn't know, Bia released the album on Friday that did not do great numbers. So it's just funny that Nicki Minaj is just everybody's the enemy. She's going against Jay-Z. She talked about Jay-Z and Beyonce's kids. She just really went over the line, and I don't know. I felt like we've seen her go over the line before, but this, I don't know what to think. I don't know what's going to happen. Right. I think that soon we're going to see her enter some sort of rehab or disappear. There have been rumors that when she takes those long hiatus where she disappears for months, that she has been in and out of rehab. I don't know how true that is. But we're hearing a lot of things about her having long-term substance abuse problems. We're hearing stories of her possibly having some bipolar, schizophrenic, mental health issues, which we don't know whether that's true or not. But she has just been going crazy. And then she said she was putting out this album. She been talking about this album. Then today she's talking about, y'all ain't getting no dang on album. Like, what are you doing? Like, and she was talking these riddles and people and the people they know what they do and it's just like, Nikki, like, you're not in your right mind. Somebody please take the phone.
Yeah, once it was clear to me that, you know, for her it wasn't about the music anymore, I was just like, yeah, I'm kind of over it. And you know, I went through that little period where I was like, I'm kind of over her now, because it's for, you know, for her it's not about the music anymore. It's not about the music anymore, and I think that, to me, a lot of it goes back to, you know, the issues that Wayne was having with Cash Money and whatnot. And, you know, when she and Drake walked away from, you know, all of that, you know, trying to support Wayne. And it's like.
So a lot of people don't know the reason why she blames Jay-Z for a lot of her problems, when she actually is blaming, they said she's blaming the wrong Carter. Yeah. So if you guys know, when Wayne was facing his charges, he liquidated everything to have the money to fight this. So he liquidated and sold all the musical rights to Cash Money and Young Money. And so he sold the rights to Drake and Nicki's, a lot of their discography. Yeah. So they are no longer getting paid. They're getting paid pennies on the dollar when they could have been paid and have been paid more. So a lot of the executives that own the rights are under Jay-Z and under Tidal and under these different corporations that are Jay-Z adjacent. Well, they said that they offered Nicki a different deal and she didn't sign the paperwork in time. So therefore, all the money that you could have been making, because as we know, Tidal, I think they either went under or filed bankruptcy or whatever. The money's gone. Yeah, the money's gone. Yeah. So you should have signed your paperwork and took whatever deal they was getting, because Jay-Z was trying to get her a little bit more money than what Wayne has sold her stuff for peanuts. So now she feel like Tidal owe her all this money. First of all, you didn't sign your contract. Second of all, the money's gone. Who's listening to Tidal? Let's be real. Yeah. Like, you know, so it just sucks because a lot of people do this. We see a lot of older artists tarnish their legacy by being bitter. And it's the tale of that oldest time. And I just didn't fathom that it would be Nicki, seeing as Kim Kim so-called did this to her when she was younger. And now that we're listening to Kim and Remy Ma and all the people from back in the day, we like, wait a minute, maybe Nicki was the problem the whole time. Like, you know, so it's just a mess. But Cardi ain't off the hook neither, because she started going after Nicki's child for possibly having some kind of disability or being nonverbal, which is just ridiculous. Because why are you're being ableist? I understand somebody, you know, Nicki did call her daughters ugly and monkeys and talked about their teeth, but you're being ableist. And as a fan, you thinking you taking a shot at her, Nicki's kid, and you really taking a shot at my kid. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So she should have been smart enough to not take the bait and realize that Nicki was trying to sabotage what you had going on, or, you know, like sometimes you got to ignore the BS. So I wish Cardi would have ignored it more, but that's not who she is. You know, she been who she been. So can I really be mad? No, but I'm kind of off. I'm really off Nicki, but I'm really kind of a little bit. It left they argument left a bad taste in my mouth, and I think a lot of fans feel the same way.
Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, I'm just watching to see what happens next. But I sent you the post earlier. Rest in peace to D'Angelo. I know you saw that. Rest in peace to D'Angelo. It's just like, that's a lot.
It's so sad because him and Angie Stone's son lost
in the
both
same
of them.
year. Same year. You lose mom and dad. Like, wow.
It just really sucks. And sometimes you see people that even if they're not together, people that have been entangled for a lot of years, sometimes they go one after another.
Yeah.
And it's really, really sad. I really hate that mainstream media didn't really pick up the story as much as the Black media. You know, we was D'Angelo down. But I did want to point out another icon that died. Diane Keaton died.
Yeah.
My girl Diane.
I like so many of her movies, like Something's Gotta Give with her and Jack Nicholson. Mad Money with Queen Latifah.
Mm-hmm. She has this movie called Palms where her and these other elderly women, they sign up to be cheerleaders and they start cheering in competitions and stuff. Y'all check that movie out. It's one of them fun, you know, you can just throw on and laugh type of movies. I love Diane Keaton because she could be serious, she could be funny, and she never lost that no matter how old she got. No matter how old or whatever movie, she always was the same. And I loved her style. I love her because she is a single icon. She said she never wanted to get married. She never wanted to be strapped down. She adopted kids in her 50s. Like, she is just an icon. And then think about D'Angelo. D'Angelo came out around a time where he was bringing back like Black funk, like real Black soul music. Just think about when that song dropped. When that video dropped, nothing like it. It was so provocative. It was so beautiful. It was so everything. When I was a little kid watching that video, D'Angelo had no clothes. I used to be going up to the TV screen trying to look at I'm trying to look at the bottom, see what's down there.
Where's Kathy at? Where's Kathy at? We are not.
You don't need to hear this. I know. Just bad. But he was just a wonderful symbol, a sex symbol. So much to our community. The music. When I went, and it's crazy because when Angie died, I went and watched a lot of their concerts and live recordings. And I mean, if you have never seen D'Angelo or Angie Stone live, you have not lived. They have some of the best live performances you will ever see. So they will definitely. We still bereaved over Angie. We will be missing D'Angelo, and Diane Keaton will always be in our hearts.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a lot, all within a couple of days. And D'Angelo, it's weird. Like half the day had passed. I didn't even know until I heard it on the radio. It's like, wow.
Well, I knew something was up because, you know, Jill Scott had posted something the day before.
Okay. But it's funny you say that because the day before I was out driving Lyft and something was telling me like, play D'Angelo. That was the night before. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Jill Scott made a big post about all these people she loved and people from Philly and different artists and stuff.
Yeah.
And his name was first. And when she posted that, I said, something is wrong. In my head, I said, we going to see something going on. I thought maybe they would have been coming out that he had a diagnosis or something was going on. I didn't think. And she said she heard he was sick, but she didn't think he was that sick. So when she posted it, she just thought it was a nice thought. And then for him to die the next day, she was like, I did not expect that. So, just shout out to everybody. I know it's a hard time. Shout out to his family and most importantly, him and Angie's son. I hope he can find some peace. And he said his dad was finally rebuilding a lot of their lost relationships. So it's kind of sad that he's taken so soon and so young.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's it for us tonight.
Yeah, I'm like, I ain't had nothing else. Well, listen, I appreciate everybody being on tonight. Let me see. I had it on full screen. I'm trying to shrink back. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, I appreciate everybody being on tonight. Kat, I know you appreciate everybody. Look at all these comments in here.
I appreciate.
Good Lord.
What happened?
No, I just said, look at all these comments we got in here. Good.
Oh, yeah, no, it was a lot of comments. The people, our transcenders was coming through an amazing form. We had a lot of likes. We had a lot of, we had a lot of different people come in at different times.
Yeah.
I was looking at the different names, and we had a lot of different unique accounts. We had some of our regulars. We had some new people. So shout out to everybody, and please, everybody, don't forget Saturday is the Embrace Thy Curves fashion show. If you want to come get some of the latest fashions and support your girl Cat Queen, you can search Embrace Thy Curves on Eventbrite. You can go to my link tree in my bio, or you can contact me directly to purchase tickets. And this will be Saturday evening. Doors open at 6:00, and wear your hottest fashions, okay? It's going to be an artistic eleganza. So, people are going to be dressed up. People are going to be doing different things. There's going to be different items for purchase. It's going to be a fun night. And you get to see your girl walk for not one, not two, but 3 designers. I will be strutting down the runway 3 different times in 3 different looks. So you guys can come see me do my thing. Yes, I booked a couple more designers, James. They came and see you, girl.
Listen,
said, we got to have her. We got to have her.
Listen, I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy for you. I know it's gonna be amazing. Thank you to everybody who was here in the chat tonight. Make sure that you guys follow. Make sure you subscribe to the network on YouTube, and make sure you hit that notification bell and set it to all so that you get the notifications of when we go live and when we post new content. We appreciate you guys tremendously. Everybody have a good night. We are out of here. Soap dish on Sunday, and that's it. Maybe something in between, but y'all have an amazing night.
Follow me at Cat Queen. Gotta go.